Today I fucked up by using 100% pineapple juice as a chaser. So this happened last night. My fiancé went out and got some alcohol. He came back with 100% pineapple juice as a chaser. It tasted pretty good, even though I don't really enjoy pineapple. I ended up drinking 1 can of it, and my fiancé drank 4. Today when I woke up, my stomach was hurting, and I ran to the bathroom. One of the worst shits I have ever taken in my life. It hurt, and it just kept coming. The amount of shit that came out of my body was insane. I was concerned when I looked in the toilet. My poor fiancé is having a much worse time than me. Explosive, fiery pain poop is shooting from his body every hour. He had 4 cans, so I can only imagine it's 4 times worse. The screams. The horrible screams. So yeah, don't use 100% pineapple juice as a chaser no matter how good it tastes. Edit. I wanted to add this was not normal pineapple juice. This was pure concentrated pineapple juice that is used for mixing cocktails. Not sure why we thought it would be fine. Edit 2. It seems that the pineapple juice may have been spoiled because others in the comments drink it regularly. I sure hope not, because he bought it from the store yesterday, and I can't check because I threw all the cans away today. Too long did not read. Drank 100% pineapple juice as a chaser, got explosive diarrhea. Interesting. I go to town on pineapple juice, never had any issues. This sounds like a food poisoning story with the wrong thing being blamed for it. He may have heard of some of the other benefits of pineapple juice and was hoping that you would have heard of them too. I drink a can of pineapple juice every day and have never had any issues. I've heard of issues with apple juice if you drink too much, but never with pineapple juice. You failed to mention what alcohol you drank and how much. Drinking 4 cans of the juice as chasers sounds like you drank a lot of alcohol and juice. A chaser is usually 1 gulp, not a whole can. Drinking a lot will most certainly cause stomach issues by itself. Did you take into account what you both ate throughout the day too? That's the effect of the alcohol, not the juice. Today I fucked up by getting too drunk at a work party. So last night we were celebrating a workmate's leaving party. I, 20F, and my friend were the first to arrive to the bar. We were there at 6 p.m. Bad idea. The party was supposed to start at 8 p.m. So we started drinking pretty early and I was hammered by the time everyone showed up. I also did a little weed, which made it worse. 7 Long Islands and 2 shots in and I could barely stand. Don't remember 70% of what happened last night. But at work, the stories I've heard from my coworkers and the embarrassment that came along with it was crazy. I was hitting on almost everyone at the party, including a married man in his late 30s who was accompanied by his pregnant wife. Showed everyone my weed, it's not legal in the country I am in. Then asked my managers to hold my weed for me because I didn't want to get caught. I am not close to my managers and super introverted at work. Went around asking everyone to roll me a joint even after being denied multiple times. I feel shitty and embarrassed because that night has probably got people at my workplace thinking that I am a stoner, alcoholic who got no self-control and lives a similar lifestyle, which really isn't me. I just come from a conservative family and tend to go crazy at every opportunity I get once in a while. Apparently I upset a few coworkers with how drunk I was because they had to babysit me. I was sent home by my manager at around 9:30 p.m. because I fell on the floor. I am thinking about finding a new job because of this. Too long did not read. Went crazy at a work party and now I feel ashamed. I'd be surprised if you even have the option to keep this job. Once had a guy get so drunk at an office party he walked up to the water cooler, unzipped, and relieved himself in the little catch tray. HR at corporate would not fire him because he was a top salesman. You're 20. Do you know how many 20-year-olds I've seen do something like this? A lot. Just keep your head down for a few weeks and it will blow over. Oh, and never pregame for work event. Me? I'd write a nice apology letter to everyone that was there. As many of you witnessed my epic attempt to be the life of the party, I apologize to each and every one of you for my behavior. Etc. If you have a good working relationship with people, they know that the drunk, stoned version is not you. You will get roasted for this forever, and the story will follow you. But all you can do is acknowledge it. Yeah. I was completely out of hand, and I regret that, and move forward. Learn from this experience and don't repeat it. Also, you might want to find a hobby that allows you to vent and let loose, instead of booze and parties. I just come from a conservative family and tend to go crazy at every opportunity I get once in a while. Better get control of that. 7 Long Islands? I'm a pretty hard-going guy when I go in, and I don't even go in on 7 and I weigh 300 pounds. That is 17.5 units of alcohol. Plus 2 shots, you put yourself at 20 for the night. That's my whole drinking allowance for a day drinking to night drinking session. Lol, I mean, learn the lesson. Hope you had some fun with it. If the job isn't too important, don't sweat it too much. Just learn to balance that drinking more. Save the 20 drinks for a long Saturday that's going to turn into a Sunday or something. Not too often, save it for watching the Kentucky Derby or something. FYI, I once dated a school counselor who did a lap dance for the married principal and she still kept her job, so nothing's ever set in stone. Today I fucked up by crying over a fetus I didn't even want, TW. Abortion, miscarriage. I, 25F, am pregnant. I am married. I have a good job. I have a house. I have amazing pets. Yet, my husband and I are not ready for a child. Like many other couples in their 20s, we are still on the fence about having kids but have agreed that if we do, it won't be for a while. I will be graduating in May and I want to have a career for at least a year or two before even thinking of kids. Anyways, I found out last week that I am 5-6 weeks pregnant. I knew in my heart that I would be okay with going through with an abortion for all of the reasons noted here, and more. My husband and I just got back from a vacation 2 weeks ago where I was drinking the whole time, and I don't feel good about bringing a FAS baby into the world. I have learning disabilities that would most likely be passed down and I don't want to make life harder for a child. I also like the idea of adopting rather than delivering my own children. My mom, aunts, and grandma almost all bled out in the delivery room and it's just not something I want to put myself through. Especially when there's millions of children in the system that need help. You're probably thinking, "Op, get on with it." Well, okay. Long story short, I am having a miscarriage. It hurts, physically speaking but also mentally. I went to my doctor and everything seems fine and that the miscarriage will pass like a normal miscarriage, but fuck, I'm sad. Sad because I didn't get to make the choice. Sad because I'm left with questions like, could I have children in the future? Sad because even though I didn't want this pregnancy, what if I had wanted it? What if we were actually trying for a child? I find myself crying in bed, on the couch, and in the shower. Not because I wanted to be pregnant but because I wanted the choice. I am experiencing great ambivalence because I was okay with the abortion but not with the miscarriage. So yeah, today I fucked up by being sad over a fetus I didn't even want. Too long did not read. Found out I was pregnant, immediately wanted an abortion. Miscarried, now I'm sad. This is not a fuck up. There is no correct way to feel about miscarriage. Please take care of yourself right now. Red heart miscarriage is rarely spoken about in polite conversation, and it's a shame because it is so incredibly common, especially with first pregnancies. If you were able to get pregnant by accident, there's a pretty good chance you'll be able to on purpose. Sending you gentle hugs. Hormones are a bitch. Be gentle with yourself. Oh man, you're me in 2017. I was using a diaphragm but still found myself pregnant. We knew we wanted kids but hadn't been planning for right then. We went through all the thoughts. Just as we got exited it all ended. A year to the day of the confirmation of miscarriage our oldest was born. I don't know what I believe, but she arrived and healed wounds she never knew existed and seemed to show up exactly when we were ready for her. I love you. You are me. We are moms. You too. Send me a DM if you need. I'm sure you are feeling all the feels and I'm sending you hugs. FYI for the future, many women drink, maybe heavily, up until a positive test which can be no earlier than 3 weeks pregnant but usually closer to 5 weeks with no FAS indications, physical or mental, for their children. Most midwives or doctors just tell you to stop once you get a positive. You obviously don't need to defend your reasons to anybody but just for the future, if you end up with wanted baby but found you had been drinking prior, it is considered pretty low risk to have been drinking prior to a positive test. You're allowed to feel sad about this even though you didn't intend to carry the pregnancy. Both can be true. That's not a fuck up. It's a sad part of life and emotions are complicated. Be easy on yourself. Lean on your loved ones. Hugs from a stranger heart.